How's it going, good people? My name is Jared Ace, and welcome back to moneymeteish. In today's video, we are going to have a look at a Ponzi scheme that I've seen popping up all over the internet lately. It's sort of a QZ asset management 2.0 wannabe, just a really bad attempt at it. So, today I'm going to give you some evidence as to why I say it's a Ponzi scheme, and at the end of the video, I will give you a very simple formula to follow so that you never get caught out by these types of scams ever again. Unless you're a complete moron like the promoters online, who we won't name, who continually get caught out by these scams and then cry at you through the screen looking for sympathy, when really what they should be looking for is an orange jumpsuit and a very friendly cellmate at Portsmouth. Anyway, hit the like button, subscribe down below so that we can save more South Africans from these evil idiots online, and stay till the end to save yourself. So, now that we've got all of that out the way, let's get into the video. So you might have seen this pop up on your Facebook or on YouTube not even 2 months after QZ Asset Management turned into the massive turd we knew it was going to. Not even 2 months after all those upliners were crying and looking for sympathy where we didn't know nonsense footsack. Not even 2 months later, we have another QZ wannabe looking to steal hard-earned money from everyday South Africans. Enter ONEWIEX. The first red flag comes at you from their homepage, which is a nonsensical jumble of AI-generated buzzword salad grammar that would make a grade 1 child cry, and just straight up lies. As someone who taught English as a foreign language for 5 years and is currently learning a third language, I would never judge anybody for not having a full command of any language. However, if you are supposing that you're in charge of hundreds of millions of dollars, having the simplest of skills like running a spell check or knowing how a spacebar works should be a basic non-negotiable. It is absolutely unacceptable to have any spelling or grammar errors on your website, regardless of what the language is. If you have hundreds of millions of dollars, you can hire someone to run a spell check if you're too stupid to use the one that's provided on your computer. The prime example of this is as you enter their homepage, you are greeted with giant "be a part of the great and enjoy a bright future," be a part of the great what? I mean, come on, it's physically painful, but I'm getting sidetracked. So, if that giant blaring red flag is not enough to stop you and you decide, oh, I'll ignore that, let's go see what else we have, I've got so many more. ONEWIEX is registered in Canada, Hong Kong, and has a license to operate as a free zone entity in Dubai. And all that means is that this company can legally operate in those jurisdictions. It does not mean that it is registered with any regulatory bodies associated with those countries, like the company wants you to believe. Registering a company just means that you can legally operate somewhere. It doesn't mean that their regulators from that country have any idea of what you're doing or that you are being regulated by them. In this case, it means sweet fuck all. A simple search of the FCSA, the Financial Consumer Services Agency of Canada, will very quickly tell you that this company doesn't exist. And if you look at the Canadian Securities Administration, you get the same result. No result. Simply being a registered company in a country is not difficult or hard to do. Yes, it gives you like the literal thinnest line of credibility, but it doesn't make you a legitimate financial service provider. You can register one of these companies for as little as 30,000 Rand. If you throw in an extra 1,000 Rand, they'll even give you a desk in their building and a parking spot. Literally anybody can register a company anywhere. The company says that they are legally able to operate in every country on earth except for the USA. Now, number one, this shows that they have a very poor grasp on geopolitics, because, I mean, how are they operating in North Korea, say? But that's also BS. The company is not registered in South Africa and therefore is not legally able to operate in South Africa. Every company operating in South Africa, even in the crypto space, is required to be a registered company. So, in your checklist of should I give them my money, is this a legal company should really be number one. Doing business with this company contravenes tons of laws like the Financial Advisory and Services Act of 2002, and don't even get me started on POPIA, we'll get into that later. Doing business with this company is a crime. And that's before SARS and the Reserve Bank start chasing you down because you're sending vast amounts of money outside of the country. It's really just a headache you don't need, on top of losing all your money that you invest with this company. I really shouldn't have to say this, but don't do business with illegal companies anywhere, especially if they're claiming to be in the financial sector. No one should have to tell you that. But there you go. Ignoring the second blaring red flag that this company is actually illegally operating everywhere that's not Canada, Hong Kong, or Dubai, which you shouldn't, but if you did, maybe their incredible daily guaranteed returns are what makes you turn your brain off for the first two. So they are claiming to offer you a 1.3 to 3.4% daily guaranteed profit. This is just stupid. It makes not a single ounce of sense. As I said in the QZ Asset Management video, Warren Buffett, the greatest investor of all time, has around 20% every single year. That's his return, 20% a year. How is this company able to guarantee you 1,200%? If you believe that, I have a bridge over the Amazon that I would like to sell you. This company is claiming that if you give them $50,000 or 900,000 Rand, you are guaranteed to get $612,000 or roughly 11 million Rand in 365 days. And I will take an 11 million Rand bet with you that in 365 days this company will no longer exist. You can send my winnings to the link in the description below. Not only are they claiming to give you 1,200% on your investment, because running a Ponzi scheme isn't enough for these numbnuts, they are also willing to give you between 6 and 40% in their pyramid scheme, because yes, one crime is not enough. So they are saying that everyone in your downline, if they contribute a specific amount of money, the amount being the only qualifying factor, you will get between 6 and 40% of whatever your downline will contribute. If you have larceny in your heart and you are a cruel son of a bitch, you can get people to join this company. And if you do, I'd really like to introduce you to some friends at Paulsmore. They'd love to have you. Speaking of the numbnuts in charge, we have the supposed CEO, Oliver Wilson, and although that is the name that is registered on their Canadian registration documents, and it is the person that appears in their very poorly made advertising materials, he's not able to pronounce his own name, and I mean, that in itself is not necessarily a red flag, but I mean, you should at least pick an alias that you can pronounce. But let's say Oliver Wilson is a legitimate human being. He is supposedly joined by over 300 people in this company, and this is where I started to think that maybe this whole thing is just a joke. One of these people, no lies, their name is Zlata Lewandowski. Maybe the scammers running this whole thing are just really big fans of Barcelona. Maybe they're fans of really tall strikers. I have no clue, but this has got to be a joke. If you fall for ONEWIEX, I'm sorry, you're a greedy idiot. There's no two ways about it. If you think that you can give money to someone called Zlata Lewandowski, the bridge over the Amazon, man, it's a stellar bridge. You should just pay me for it. Now, all of that aside, tons of red flags. Even with all of that, if you have run past all of these red flags like their stop streets at midnight, maybe this last one will get you to at least yield a little bit. Oliver Wilson is the only listed director of a company which is supposedly in charge of hundreds of millions of dollars, and they say in their own words that they care about security and about compliance with authorities. How is one person supposed to do all of that work? It makes no sense. The company claims to have all their documents, as you can see on their FAQ page, which nowhere tells you how this company makes money. These documents are not available for you to see, but you just gotta trust Zlata Lewandowski and Oliver Wilson that they have them. Just trust them. There's no listed auditor, and therefore it's impossible to verify whether they are in fact audited. They're not, I'm sure. So yeah, just red flags on red flags on red flags. There are so many red flags on top of each other now, they're changing color. Who the hell knows? And even if they did have an auditor, who even knows what they would audit, since the company sells no products and they claim to not take any commission on trades from investors. So how, pray tell, are they making any money? Unless they're selling the private information of the investors, I wouldn't put it past them, because why wouldn't they? How else are they keeping the lights on of their very fancy, apparently, offices in Toronto and Dubai? How else are these people making any money unless they're just gonna run away with yours? So here are 6 questions you can ask yourself so that you never get caught out by these types of scams again. Share it with your friends so we can save as many hardworking South Africans as possible. Number 1, like I said earlier, the very first question you should ask yourself is this company operating legally in my country? Number 2, are the returns that they are promising realistic? Number 3, who is in charge, and does the CEO have any sort of presence outside of the company? Number 4, is the company registered with the regulatory authorities? Not just is the company registered in a country, is it registered with the regulators it needs to be registered with? Number 5, does the company have a clear source of income? How does the company make money, and where does the money come from? And number 6, the last one, is this company audited? If a single one of those questions comes back and you answer no, run. Run further than Forrest, run faster than Flash, just get the hell out, and you can maybe slap whoever's telling you to join with a wet fish, because that will be better for them than that would be for them to put their money with this company. All right, I am going to go out and say that I doubt it'll be in existence in the next 6 months. So guys, please save your hard-earned money. Don't buy into ONEWIEX, no matter who puts it where on any of your social media, all right? Give them a big old finger and tell them to take a long walk off a short pier. This has been a very emotionally charged video, and it's kind of been all over the show, but thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.